If one day everything you have disappears in the blink of an eye, what would you do? Pause for a moment and imagine yourself in that situation. Everything you've built, every plan you've carefully crafted for the future, gone. You wake up in the morning thinking life is normal, and by nightfall, you're left with nothing. No money, no job, no home to return to. How would you respond? Collapse under the weight of it all? Or take the first step forward? More than 2,000 years ago, one man faced that very reality. And the way he responded didn't just change his own fate, it gave birth to a philosophy that has endured for millennia. Stay with me until the end of this story, because you'll find pieces of your own life reflected in his journey, and you might just discover how to stand unshaken when life's storms hit. Over 2,000 years ago, on the small island of Citium in Cyprus, there lived a young man named Zeno. Citium was a bustling seaport where trading ships from across the Mediterranean came and went, carrying precious cargo from faraway lands. Born into a merchant family, Zeno grew up among the smell of the sea, the damp wooden piers, and the lively noise of deals being struck. From an early age, he sailed with his father, learning how to bargain, calculate, and read the currents of the market. His family dealt in one of the most expensive goods of the time, Tyrian purple dye, extracted from a rare species of sea snail. This color wasn't for everyone. It was a symbol of power, reserved for kings and nobles. Every drop of that dye came from thousands of snails, hours of labor, and long, dangerous voyages. For Zeno, this wasn't just merchandise. It was the lifeblood of his family, a source of pride passed down from generation to generation. One day, Zeno set sail with a ship full of purple dye, bound for Athens, the capital of commerce and learning in the Mediterranean. The sea was calm. The wind filled the sails. It felt like a blessing on the journey. He had no idea that within hours, everything would change. Midway through the voyage, the sky darkened. The first gusts of wind grew sharp, then swelled into a violent storm. Waves rose like walls, crashing against the hull. The sound of the wind merged with the splintering of wood and the snapping of ropes. The crew shouted, clung to the rails, and tried to steer, but the sea's fury was merciless. A deafening crack split the air as the hull gave way. Water poured in, and in moments, the ship sank into the black depths, taking with it all of Zeno's cargo, his wealth, and the future he thought was secure. Pulled under by the icy water, his lungs burning, Zeno fought his way upward. Through sheer will, his hand finally brushed against wet sand. When he opened his eyes, he was lying on a beach near Athens, shivering and exhausted. He had survived, but everything else was gone. In the space of a single night, a wealthy merchant had become a penniless stranger in a foreign city. He wandered the unfamiliar streets of Athens, hungry and drained. No family, no possessions, no plan. Seeking shelter, he stumbled into a small bookshop. His eyes fell on a copy of Memorabilia by Xenophon, a work about the life of Socrates, the philosopher who lived and died for the truth. Each page seemed to draw him in, pulling him into the world of a man who remained steadfast even in the face of death. Zeno asked the bookseller, "Where can I find men like Socrates?" The bookseller pointed to the street outside where a thin man in a simple cloak was passing by. "That's Crates of Thebes," he said, "a philosopher and perhaps the closest man to Socrates in Athens today." Zeno followed him. From that day on, he became Crates' student and later studied under many other teachers. Years of learning, loss, and deep conversations eventually led him to found the school of Stoicism right in the open-air marketplace of Athens, where anyone could listen, nobles and slaves, merchants and beggars alike. Later, when asked how he had come to philosophy, Zeno smiled and said, "I had a successful voyage when my ship sank." That story still matters today. It isn't just about a merchant who lost his cargo. It's a reminder that sudden loss can be the most powerful catalyst for inner transformation. Stoicism, the philosophy Zeno founded, wasn't born in comfort. It was forged in loss, in the sting of salt water on skin after a storm, in the ache of empty hands that once held everything. Zeno understood what it meant to be powerless against forces beyond your control. And that's how he discovered where true strength lies, within. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control the storms, but we can always control how we move forward. The tempest may destroy the ship, but it cannot touch your will unless you let it. Sometimes, the moment you lose everything is the moment you gain the most important thing: a free mind, unshackled from the fragile grip of possessions. When Zeno began teaching, he built no walls and placed no barriers between himself and his audience. He spoke in the marketplace, where the noise of trade surrounded him so that anyone could join the conversation. Rich or poor, male or female, free or enslaved, it didn't matter. This openness defied the norms of most philosophical schools of the time, which were often reserved for the elite. Stoicism spread quickly, not only because it was practical, but because it spoke to a universal truth. Life is uncertain. No one is guaranteed calm seas. Everyone will face storms: job loss, illness, betrayal, the death of loved ones. And in those moments, Stoicism becomes a compass. Its core rests on two main ideas. First, the dichotomy of control, knowing the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. The weather at sea, other people's words, the global economy, these are beyond your grasp. But your reactions, your choices, your values, those belong entirely to you. Second, the four virtues: wisdom to see things as they are, courage to face hardship without retreat, justice to act rightly toward others, and temperance to avoid being swept away by greed or impulse. If you're wondering whether this applies to modern life, the answer is more than ever. Because storms today aren't just at sea. They're in the flood of unread emails in your inbox, in the crushing deadlines that leave you gasping, in the negative comments that slip into your mind late at night, in the sudden text that says, "It's over." Without Stoicism, these things pull us into emotional whirlpools. We lose sleep over a coworker's remark. We explode at a stranger on the road. We let our mood be dictated by events far outside our control. But when you apply the dichotomy of control, something shifts. You start asking, is this within my control? If not, you learn to let it go. If yes, you act with clarity instead of impulse. And Stoicism doesn't ask you to withdraw from the world or to become cold and detached. Quite the opposite. It teaches you to love and serve others from a place of stability. You can't steady someone else's ship if your own is sinking. Think about a simple morning. You're stuck in traffic. A driver cuts you off and yells at you. The usual reaction is anger, your heart racing, the incident replaying in your head all day. But someone practicing Stoicism treats it as an exercise. That person is letting anger steer their ship. I don't have to do the same. And just like that, you keep driving, your peace intact. Stoicism also shows up in far greater trials. Nelson Mandela, during 27 years in prison, embodied principles strikingly close to Stoicism, focusing on what he could do, maintain dignity, build understanding with guards, rather than what he couldn't, walk out of prison. When freedom came, he led South Africa away from racial apartheid through reconciliation, not revenge. We all have our own shipwrecks. Some are tangible losses: jobs, money, health. Others are invisible: loss of trust, loss of purpose, loss of security. The question is, will you keep staring at the wreckage under the waves, or will you start walking the shore towards something new? Zeno chose to walk. He lost everything, but built a legacy that's still alive after 2,000 years. You and I can do the same, not by founding a school of philosophy, but by rebuilding our lives from wherever we are now. Start small. When you're stuck in traffic, see it as a chance to listen to a good podcast, or simply take a few deep breaths. When someone criticizes you, pause and ask yourself, does this define me? Every time you do this, you're strengthening your inner muscle, the one that will save you when life's real storms hit. Stoicism doesn't turn you into stone. It turns you into an oak tree, flexible in the wind, but unbroken. And someday, if life sinks your ship, you might smile like Zeno and say, "This is the beginning of a new voyage." If this story has touched you, share your own shipwreck in the comments. Like and subscribe so we can continue exploring the timeless strength of Stoicism together.